Let's take a look at the pre-lab for the Mystery Metals lab. It says, in this lab, accuracy is included in the rubric. You will need to carefully measure and calculate the density of 3 metals and a liquid in order to correctly identify them. Here are some potential identities of the mystery metals and liquids. So you might have aluminum, brass, gold, iron, lead, magnesium, silicon, silver, tin, and or zinc. The liquids you might have are bromine, butane, isopropanol, pentane, or water. So you can see all these materials have pretty different densities, with the exception of a few, like aluminum is pretty darn close to silicon, but one is silvery versus kind of a darker gray, so that could help you out if two are really close. Another two that are pretty close, iron and tin, and that's not too far from brass, but they are all slightly different colors, so that's helpful. Let's take a look at the pre-lab questions. If a piece of metal fits in a 100 graduated cylinder, 100 milliliter, and it fits in a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder, which one should you use? The 10 milliliter one, because it measures more specifically. What about figuring out what mystery metal X is? Well, it's a silver dark grayish metal. Its mass is 52.60 grams. Its volume went from 3.4 up to 8.8 milliliters, which when I subtract that, that's 5.4 milliliters. So my mass divided by my density comes out to be 9.74 grams per milliliter. And we can look at our chart. I don't see anything that's exactly 9.74, but I do see that silver is pretty close at 10.5, and sometimes with the instruments that we use in class, we don't get a perfect density, but that's why you'd maybe want to do another trial and see if you can get it a little closer to the 10. What if you measure out 2 milliliters of pentane and 2 milliliters of water? Which one will weigh more? Well, pentane only weighs 0.68 grams for every 1 milliliter, while water weighs 1 full gram for every milliliter. So water will weigh more because it's more dense. In this lab, you can see you'll have your 3 mystery metals, which you'll decide which is which based on the description. You'll weigh each one. You'll find the volume of each one, and then you'll calculate the density. You'll do the same thing for your mystery liquid, and then you'll do everything all over again, a second trial. And then finally, you'll calculate your averages and actually figure out what each one of these metals is. And then you'll answer the questions. So in this lab, you'll be graded on if you accurately recorded the volumes, the masses. Did you correctly calculate the density? Did you accurately identify each metal and liquid? Did you show your units for everything? And then answering the questions. So it's going to be a fun lab, solving a mystery.